Hey everyone, and welcome back to the HellfireComms Livestream. Today we have the start of a new streaming series of Spar's Casual Corner. I'm going to be playing some games where I just kind of chill out with the chat and just have a good time playing some games that I enjoy, and maybe eventually I'll be doing some first-time playthroughs as well. Today, as you can see, we have Naruto's Ultimate Ninja Storm. Not the best game in the Storm series, but you know what? I enjoy it. And it's a pretty fun time anyway. It's got some unique mechanics. Some don't return in the Storm series, some do, but I think it's just kind of fun to show off. I'm going to be playing on an already completed save file so that I can focus entirely on these story-based missions and not have to worry about the extra stuff. Because if I played a normal file, I would have to go around unlocking a bunch of stuff, and it's just not that interesting. But we're going to go ahead and start here with one of the few cutscenes in the game here for the intro, which is basically what you would see on a normal file when you start the Ultimate Mission mode. So, Naruto is a series. It is indeed a manga/anime series that exists. And I love it, despite the fact that I think it is overall not that good. There are a lot of good things in it, but I think as an entire series, it did a lot of things that it shouldn't have, most of those involving just continuing past a really good stopping point. So, really unfortunate that that happened, but regardless, it's just a series that I love, and I love a lot of the things about it, including the Ultimate Ninja Storm games. They're just really cool. Mostly good representations of the series. This is probably the one outlier for that. The first Storm game is not a good way to experience the story of Naruto. The problem is that the story is presented in basically just dialogue boxes as intros before each fight, and there's like 5 cutscenes throughout the whole game, most of which usually just involve the big boss at the end of each chapter, should we say. So you really end up with just a lot of combat and fighting, and the fighting mechanics are cool. It's a decent, arena fighter game as far as that goes. Like I said, there's some neat mechanics that don't return. Probably my favorite mechanic is the fact that characters can use their ultimate jutsu or ultimate technique during awakening mode, which has never returned in the Storm series. And the reason that I like that is because my 2 favorite characters, Rock Lee and Might Guy, actually have different ultimate jutsu during their awakening to represent them opening the 8 gates, which hopefully I will be able to show off some when I get to their fights later on. Here we have the Leaf Village. For those that don't know, Naruto lives in the Leaf Village. It's, his home. The village is led by the Hokage, who is said to be the strongest ninja. Unfortunately, the Hokage in this time is a fucking old-ass man who is a complete fucking idiot and makes worse decisions than the main characters in Birth by Sleep most of the time. So yeah, that's a thing.
The Ninja Handbook, Chapter 1. Enter the Knucklehead Ninja.
Naruto in the early series is
I can't wait to go on all kinds
pretty
of
standard shonen protagonist, I guess. His big thing is that he has the nine-tailed fox sealed inside him, and he doesn't know it at first. This game skips past what would basically be the first 2 episodes of the anime, where Naruto is tasked to steal the secret scroll, which has the Shadow Clone Jutsu in it, and he then learns about the nine-tailed fox and the process of all that. And the second episode deals with a child, the Hokage's grandchild, named Konohamaru. Neither of those things are shown in this game. It kind of just jumps straight into the sort of team dynamic with Kakashi, and of course you've got Sakura and Sasuke over there. Here we have Erika, voiced by Quentin Flynn. Shoutouts to Axel in the chat. Quentin does a passable job as Erica. I don't think it's one of his best roles. Erica's very calm and laid back, I guess is a good way to say it, compared to most of the characters that Quentin plays, like Axel or Raiden. But we're going to go ahead and get started here with our first main mission, which is just a battle against Kakashi. And because we're at the start of the game, the AI is absolutely terrible, and it's just going to stand still and basically let us wail on him, despite the fact that Kakashi is one of the most powerful ninja in the entire series, really, and especially in the village here. And here we have our little intros before the fight, like I was mentioning. I'm not going to read them. They're mostly just Naruto's point of view on whatever's happening. A lot of them are basically, hey, these people are fighting, and then you play the fight. And that's about it. Each battle has conditions that you need to fulfill. Most of the time it's just win, or a restriction, like I can't use Awakening mode, because Naruto's Awakening mode is using the Nine-Tailed Fox, which he does not know how to do at this point in the story. And each fight also has bonus conditions, which will get me some extra money and items, which are only useful if you care about the running around the village portion of the game, which I do not, because we are not showing that off. As you can see down in the corner, I've got some items I can use by using the D-pad. Those are predetermined based on the fight that you're doing and the character you're playing as, which, of course, is also unique to the fight you're doing when it comes to the story of this game. We should have clashed there. I don't know how I broke through his guard or whatever. We're going to go ahead and use an ultimate here, because it doesn't matter. I don't need to finish this fight with a regular ninjutsu, because I don't care about the bonus requirement. When you use an ultimate, you basically have a series of buttons to press, and if you lose in the button pressing against the opponent, your ultimate will actually be interrupted, and all the chakra will go to waste. So you tend to not want to let that happen. It is kind of funny. There's unique scenes for that happening for every ultimate jutsu. It's usually just the character escaping through a substitution jutsu or just dodging or stuff like that. But it is neat to see that kind of stuff, and the fact that they, you know, spent time to do that. Real quickly, these secret scrolls show up in the village every time you finish a mission. And once again, it only matters for the, like, exploration part. I think they unlock certain things for all of the characters, like extra ultimate jutsus or regular ninjutsus, things like that. So I've got all of them unlocked. But yeah, they're kind of neat. The whole village exploration aspect is pretty cool, honestly. I like it. It's just not that interesting for a stream, and the amount of time that it would take for me to show it all off is really kind of not worth it. So we're just going to move on to the next fight, which is literally the exact same thing, except now I have teammates. Yay! Roxy64 asks, are there any unique interactions between specific characters? I don't think so off the top of my head, but there could be. I would not be terribly surprised if they are. My requirement for this fight is the same as last time, except I have to use a support fighter twice, which I can just do right now by pressing both of them at the start. Good. I have now fulfilled the requirements for this fight and can now beat up Kakashi as nature has intended. The later Storm games add some unique interactions between characters in certain story fights, depending on actions that you take. For example, if you dash at a certain time, or try to use a ninjutsu with a certain character, or things like that, certain special things will happen that wouldn't otherwise, usually as a callback to things that happened in the proper series. This game does not have that. In fact, the bosses in this game are limited, as far as I know, to
Cool, wasn't I, Sakura?
just the giant fights. The final boss is not a giant fight, and is more just a regular fight that is kind of a little bit tougher.
Mission accomplished.
We'll get to that when we get to that.
Mission success.
Roxy saying their favorite fight in the series is the Itachi boss fight in Storm 2, and yeah, that's a really good one. Honestly, really like that one. Now, I could skip over this particular mission, but it shows off a little of what the exploration of going around the whole village is like, and stuff like that, so I want to show at least a little bit of it, just so we get a taste of what that part of the gameplay is, because we're not going to see any of the rest of it. And it also involves cats, so you can't go wrong. I don't care about this dialogue, though. It's just Kakashi telling Naruto that his mission is to go catch 5 cats. That's literally what it was. Doesn't matter. There are specific spots in the village where we can run up walls, which doesn't make sense because we should be able to do that anywhere just because of how chakra works. You know what? It doesn't matter. For the next one, we have to do wall jumps, which are weird. They don't work like wall jumps do in basically any other game I've played. Most of it is the same, like pressing the jump button as you touch a wall, but the control stick has to be in a neutral position for it to work, which is very odd. And I don't like it. A lot of wall jumps, you're usually trying to press into the wall or away from the wall, one or the other. The game wants me to grab onto this wire here. Drop down. No, I did not want to grab the wire again. Drop down. There we go. Hey, look, it's a cat. Again, this is basically just an introduction to all the different ways to move around the village. This one in particular is behind a door. Why someone would do this to a cat, I don't really understand. Fortunately, there's a switch here that we can just kind of place this box on, which will open the door and we can go grab the cat as soon as the game lets us. Again, why someone did that, I don't know. Also, I'm pretty sure the cat could have gotten out at any time, but it is a cat, and so it does what it wants to when it wants to. And the last skill that we have is the Naruto cannon, where he basically makes a shadow clone in order to throw himself far away. And as you can see, I have a lot. It takes up some of the chakra bar at the top of the screen. That extends as you get further in the game and complete more missions and stuff. So at the beginning of the game, it's probably about half of that length for the chakra bar, so it doesn't really matter. Again, none of that really matters to the core gameplay of like the fighting and stuff, but I thought it was just neat to show off because we're not going to see literally any more of it throughout the rest of this game. On the other hand, we are going to see some of this. Some of these I may skip over if they become redundant, but I do sort of like this gameplay style of running through the forest. It's neat. It's fun. It's a pretty cool thing to have to like show the characters moving from one part of the story to the next, I guess, is a good way to put it. Because the forest, as far as I can tell, is procedurally generated, you can end up with, like, some pretty fucking annoying shit, though. If you keep hitting these things, Naruto will keep jumping really, really far. I don't know if pressing the jump button when you land makes you go faster, but basically you're just aiming to hit those items so that Naruto keeps, like, throwing himself really far. And of course you want to avoid running into trees or bombs or stuff like that. See, I missed those items, unfortunately. And we're coming up to the end here. This is actually going to throw me past the ending, but that's fine. Yep, I might skip past more of those later on and show some of the more important ones as I get to them. Stuff like in the Forest of Death for the tuning exam is pretty cool, but there's like some that are really back-to-back, where you're just doing like 2 or 3 in a row that I probably won't show. I think the next mission is another gameplay style, which is climbing. Yes, this one is climbing the tree, which is not used a whole lot. It only shows up a couple times whenever Naruto has to go through like a training montage or something like that. So these are fine. They're probably more annoying, if I had to be honest, than the running sections through the forest that I just did. But they're fine too. I feel like a lot of this stuff was kind of handled better in Naruto Rise of a Ninja and Broken Bond, which were games on the Xbox 360. Unfortunately, I could not play those for this stream due to a couple reasons, that being... Nice. My power-up ran out the instant I hit that thing. One, Rise of a Ninja includes direct-from-anime cutscenes, and 2, my Xbox 360 died immediately before I was planned to do these streams, so yeah. Obviously can't play anything on a console that doesn't work. Yep, okay. If you get the power-up for the substitution jutsu, Naruto will automatically dodge the trees. Unfortunately, it does kind of run out without warning, so I end up just kind of running into stuff randomly. But I also don't care. I don't have a Series X, and the games are not backward compatible anyway, because a lot of licensed games did not get compatibility. Very unfortunate, as I think those 2 games, Rise of Ninja... Hi, Kakashi, I did not know that you were right there. Cool. Rise of Ninja and Broken Bond are probably the best video game adaptations of the early Naruto story. They are basically perfect translations of the anime into video game form, with the exception that some of the voice actors are replaced in non-important scenes. And they are replaced with people who are, 1, not good at voice acting, and 2, don't know how to actually pronounce the words that they're saying. Like the guy who runs the ramen shop constantly calling it ramen, Iruka repeatedly mispronouncing characters' names that he is speaking to, things like that. The third Hokage is probably the worst one. He sounds like an abridged character, basically. It's really, really sad how bad some of that is. And what's really annoying about it, I guess, is that not all of the voice acting for those characters is like that. It's only in certain scenes. Yes, Axel, you have been pronouncing ramen incorrectly the entire time.
I'm ready to go anytime.
There we gonna get the thing? No. Okay. So there is a feature in this game where I don't care about the bonus conditions. Oh, okay. I failed the bonus condition. I failed the regular conditions. Well, that sure was a thing. I should probably read the actual conditions for the fight instead of just talking about stuff.
Looks like I better step it up a notch then.
Let's fight.
The chat is now having a discussion about ramen versus ramen, and I'm all here for it, because fuck if I need something to talk about. I am very much not used to doing commentary on my own, but it is what it is. It's going to make it really easy for me to edit this, for one thing, so I'm pretty happy for that. Anyway, what I was saying is that this game has a feature where if you knock an opponent into a wall, like that cliff back there, they will actually land on it and stick to it, and then you reappear on the wall and fight them. See if I can do it here. Yes, here we go. Nice. I get to show it off. And it's really weird and kind of disconcerting, and hopefully it doesn't actually make anyone feel sick or anything like that.
How about some ramen to celebrate our victory, Kakashi-sensei?
So yeah, I'm going to try to actually pay attention to the battle conditions from here on out so I don't have to redo a bunch of fights. Because that's just not fun.
Mission success.
Alright, and that's the completion of the first arc, or chapter, or whatever. Now we move on to the tuning exam. Of course, the game can't show the written test portion of the tuning exam, so we're going to move on directly to the Forest of Death, because the first part of the tuning exam doesn't matter, I guess. Just like in real life, written tests don't matter. Hey, Objective Binary, welcome to the stream. There are limitations on certain fights in the rest of the series. I don't think there's a lot of if you don't do this thing that you lose kind of stuff in the rest of the series, so I think you're right about that, Roxy. Fuck that tree. Fuck that tree too. As you can see, a lot of this minigame is just kind of flying. So it's, yeah. I think this game had very little story because they had already covered Shippuden, or at least a lot of Shippuden, in the Ultimate Ninja 4 and 5 games that were on PS2. And so they didn't feel a need to really retread early story, even in a new gameplay style. I guess that's why they did it like this, Demonic. You've also got, like, multiple video game series that cover early Naruto, because you've got Ultimate Ninja, Clash of Ninja, there's the Ninja Council games, there was... I'm pretty sure there was a turn-based RPG as well, unless that's Ninja Council. There was like a turn-based RPG and a 2D platformer style game. Both of them were on GBA, I think. Then there's the Ultimate Ninja games, which were 2D fighters. Clash of Ninja, which was a Soul Calibur style 3D, 2D hybrid fighter. I don't know if there were any other fighting games for Naruto in the PS2 or earlier eras.
We're never gonna surrender.
We
weakest pup will get no mercy from me if he is my opponent.
That is some very good lip syncing there, Orochimaru. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. You tried. The idea of Orochimaru getting caught by a trap set by Sakura makes me laugh uncontrolled. It is just so unbelievably ridiculous because it could not happen in any universe. Boy, Orochimaru, you sure are being annoying right now. It would be the equivalent of, like, Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone Neville outsmarting Voldemort at the end of the series, if you want to make that comparison, yeah. It is just... it could not happen.
Conditions fulfilled.
I remember Clash of Ninja Revolution, which continued that series onto the Wii, had motion controls so that you could do like certain motions with the Wii remote or the nunchuck, and your character would do like the ninja hand signs, and you would get like bonus effects like refilling some of your chakra. Kakashi would activate his Sharingan or something like that. Unfortunately, you kind of had to know what those motions were, because I don't think they told you anything about it in the game. I think this is probably the last one of these that we see for a little while, because as you could see by the mission list back there, we're going to be running into a bunch of fights in a row, which is because we're basically at the tuning exam preliminaries now. Huh. What? I hit the tree and then landed into the item. I've never seen that happen before. That was actually kind of cool. Alright. I'm glad I restarted so I could get that to happen. All the items are like way off to the edges. I did want to have like one of those Naruto headbands when I was younger. Never got one. I've gotten a couple t-shirts of Naruto merch. That's about it, as far as stuff like that goes. I have looked into getting some figurines and stuff like that, but the one that I looked at, despite the preview image being really fucking cool, unfortunately was being sold by a website which is known for counterfeits and fraud, so yeah. I decided not to go for that one. Yeah, I feel like the Leaf Village headband was probably the most popular. Either that one or the Leaf Village with the strike through it for missing Nin, like Itachi's. I feel like those are definitely going to be the most popular headbands that people grabbed. And now we're in the tuning exam preliminaries, and our first fight is Sakura versus Ino, which, if you remember the original series, this fight ends in a draw. Side note, the fight that you're about to watch is not going to be a draw. In fact, all of the fights that you're about to watch are pretty much not going to follow at all how they go in the original series. Aside from the fact that Naruto is going to beat Kiba, I think that's the only thing that actually matches what really happens. I don't know how we just set a horizontal trap, but we're not going to question it. If you hear me spamming the button, that is me trying to activate the substitution jutsu, because substitution jutsu in this game is based on timing your hit of the trigger with your opponent's attack, which I am not good at, so I just kind of spam the button whenever the opponent's hitting me, and hope that I get it. They changed that in Storm 3 and 4, so that the timing is much more lenient. But typically the substitution is less effective to make up for that. Let me check my battle conditions. Okay, so nothing special for that. Ino is now dead. We absolutely crushed her. Jesus Christ.
Conditions fulfilled.
I kind of like Ino. She's a decent side character.
Mission success.
During the phase of my life in which I was really into Naruto when I was younger, i.e. when the anime was coming out, I had a thing for blondes, and Ino was blonde. Therefore, I liked Ino. That was about it. In the original series, this fight between Tintin and Tamari lasts about 5 seconds before Tintin gets the absolute shit kicked out of her. Once again, that's not going to happen here. Tintin is actually pretty cool in this game. She actually has really interesting combos that make good use of a whole bunch of different weapons and stuff. In Storm 2, her combo is entirely the same no matter which direction you're holding. I guess I should explain that each character has 4 combos depending on which direction you hold the control stick while you're hitting them. Up, down, forward, and neutral. I think later on they removed the neutral combo so that it's just kind of combined with the forward combo. Had to focus a little bit. I don't think I actually took any damage there. This is pretty much the opposite of how this fight went in the actual series. The story makes it seem like Tintin is really badass, and she is not.
That didn't take much.
She is a cool character in a series that does not benefit her skills in the slightest.
Mission accomplished!
Mission success.
All of Tintin's combos in Storm 2 were all exactly the same, and they're also really short. And I think they don't even have finishers to, like, knock the opponent away. They're all just kind of bad, and there's one fight in the story mode of Storm 2 that forces you to play as Tintin, which sucks. And now we're back to playing as Naruto. We're fighting Kiba. Fight's pretty standard. It's what you expect. It's Kiba. There's nothing really special going on here. I think it's either Rise of Ninja or Broken Bond. I can't remember which of the games covers this part of the story. Definitely Rise of Ninja, because I know where that one ends, now that I think about it.
I'm not gonna lose to you.
In that one, Kiba has, like, a really cool ultimate technique that you kind of have to, like, run around and actually dodge. Those games have a very different combat style. They're sort of like the Soul Calibur 2D, 3D mix as well, and the ultimate attacks are way more involved than anything in the Storm series, I would say. We're gonna watch Naruto's ultimate again, because why not? Yes, this fight does end in the regular series by Naruto farting in Kiba's face, so that Kiba is therefore distracted because he has a hypersensitive nose, and then hitting him with an attack that knocks him out. Because
Fulfilled.
that's how the early series is.
I'm great!
Mission success.
Let's see, there's one more fight. Which one is this one? Oh, right, Hinata versus Neji. I forgot about this. I am pretty sure... Does Hinata even have an ultimate jutsu in this fight? I think it's just really bad. I think that's why I never used it in my recording. All of the Storm games are up on the non-commentary channel for HFC, by the way. Hellfire playthroughs. Oh yes, I can't use ultimate jutsu in this fight. The only Storm game that I did not cover is Generations, because it doesn't cover anything new, other than including the Land of Waves, which this game doesn't cover.
Fine. I'll teach you reality.
Let's fight.
It does not have anything new in the game, and all of the cutscenes are also basically just visual novel kind of stuff, so not that interesting. I'd never actually played Generations. God, this fight is terrible. This version of Hinata is probably one of the worst characters in the game. For whatever reason, she's just kind of really bad. Her jutsu is bad, can't use her ultimate, her combos are kind of bad and weak. All in all, just, yeah, not great. I think, oh, that's right, it's because Neji has defense up in this fight, that's why. To talk about what's being mentioned in the chat, specifically, Hinata does not fight back in some of those fights because she does not want to hurt her little sister, and when it comes to Neji, she's just kind of not good enough to fight him. Hey Neji, could you stop doing that? That'd be cool. You know what? Sure, let's go Awaken. This is our first time seeing an Awakening mode. Unfortunately, Neji used an ability that makes it so he is permanently in substitution mode. The Byakugan makes it so that you will steal some of your opponent's chakra while using it. Hinata and Neji can both use that as their awakening.
Conditions fulfilled.
That's not actually what the Byakugan does in the real series, but who cares? It's fine. Who cares?
Mission success.
And now, the best fight in the entire series. Not really, but I love it so much. Not entirely done justice by this game. It's Rock Lee versus Gaara. And yeah, it's so good. Unfortunately, I can't really show off Lee doing Hidden Lotus in this fight, because in order to do that, Lee has to get down to 1 health bar. And the AI at this point is just kind of not aggressive enough to do that much damage to me, unless I just stand here and let him hit me. And I don't feel like doing that. I did it already for the non-commentary playthrough that I was mentioning before, so I'm just going to fight him normally. Okay. I don't know how Lee missed that. I've never seen one of those attacks that go into a mini cutscene miss. But you know what? We're gonna keep going. Again, I would love a Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm game that covers the entire series from the beginning of Naruto through the end of Shippuden. I think it would be absolutely great. So we don't get to see a Hidden Lotus, but we do get to see still one of the best ultimates in the game because that face.
Burning sky! Hi!
We did it! We won!
Again, this is not how the fight happens in the actual series.
Conditions fulfilled.
Gara survives the attack and breaks Lee's arms and legs, which he is already suffering from the effects of opening the 8 gates. Not a good time.
Mission success.
I think we have a tree climbing minigame. Yes, another tree climbing. I feel like there's one more after this. There's not that many of the tree climbing game, as much as there is the running through the forest game. Of course, this is Naruto's introduction to Jiraiya, who is not good,
Of a mismatched pair.
a very terrible person,
The legendary Toad
just in
Blade.
general, for a lot of reasons that I'm not going to get into here, because I just kind of don't have the time for it.
All right, let's go.
Suffice to say, he is training Naruto, but not actually teaching him a lot of things. I think the most he does at this point is like teaching Naruto a little bit about how to use chakra. And he actually undoes something that Orochimaru does in the forest that this game, once again, does not cover. I probably took a very terrible path through these procedurally generated tree branches. Thank you for not giving me any of the speed items, I guess. I could tell that the substitution thing was gonna run out. Oh, I don't know how I did not get hit there, but I guess I'm not gonna question it. That probably went a lot better than the last tree climbing game, so whatever. Yeah, I think mobile games with these kind of the forest running and the tree climbing game would be pretty cool.
Mission accomplished.
Procedurally generated
Mission success.
paths are good for that kind of mobile game stuff. And now we're gonna go beat the shit out of Jiraiya, which he honestly deserves for a lot of reasons, which once again, I'm not going to get into. You could probably tell some of it by the fact that Naruto is calling him the pervy sage.
Banish disgust. Practical training with Pervy Sage.
I love the title card intros, and I wish it was something that was kept through the rest of the series. Keep at least 30% chakra remaining. Okay. Need to make sure that I do that.
Right. Let me show you what I can do.
Well, well, let's see what you've got.
Yes, Jiraiya, that is what Naruto said he was going to do. Thank you. Oh, while I was mentioning the combos that every character can do, I forgot there's also a sort of tilt or flick attack that each character can do by flicking the control stick forward and then attacking. There's also, of course, the air combos, but that's not as important. So each character has a unique attack that they do while flicking the control stick as well. Let's see if I can... Yeah, Naruto's is the one where he sends out shadow clones like that. Unfortunately, that flick attack happens a lot when I'm dashing forward towards an opponent. I just happen to, like, move the control stick and attack at the same time. See, I didn't actually mean to do it right there, but that's just what happened.
Stronger and stronger.
The flick on the control stick is sort of more sensitive than it probably should be. Which is pretty much the opposite of how those attacks are later in the series, where I feel like they're kind of harder to do, especially on some characters where you really want to have the good attacks. And here we have our first actual boss fight. A giant fight. We're actually fighting a giant boss summon that Jiraiya summoned to do things. Basically, he threw Naruto down a cliff and expected him to call upon the power to summon Gamabunta, the boss toad, in order to save himself. So once again, Jiraiya is not a good person. Just in case we missed that, Jiraiya is not a good person. See if I remember basically how to do these.
If you land one good punch on me, I'll let you be my henchman.
We're going to land several good punches on you. Also, your mouth kept moving after you were done talking.
Let's fight.
No. I'll teach you a lesson.
So right now, the only thing I can do is throw projectiles at him. He'll make himself open here momentarily.
Try hitting me.
Easiest way to hit him is that. You can get more damage by ending your combo early and doing a ninjutsu afterwards. Also, yeah, we did actually hit him where he said he wanted us to, so technically the fight should be over already.
This one.
Once we get him down to half health, he starts this, which is a QTE sequence. The cool thing about the QTEs in Naruto is they will almost always match up to the action that the character actually needs to take. Whatever it is, like jumping to the side, getting hit by stuff apparently, that's my fault. Attacking, using support, stuff like that. Really cool stuff with the QTEs. Really wish it was like that in a lot of other series, instead of just being random buttons. Probably gonna get hit by that? Yeah. Okay. This fight is not difficult to do damageless. I'm just kind of making dumb mistakes because I'm also commentating.
This one. How about this one?
So the fight is basically done now. So we jumped and then used a technique, which is what that combination was. That was jump, chakra, attack. So that's basically how all the QTEs go. If I were showing off village exploration stuff, there are some extra missions where you refight these giant fights with tougher QTEs which do not match the things that are being done. They're randomly generated, and the time that you have to do them is a bit tougher. There's our one good punch, I guess. And that's the fight done.
How was that? I did it.
I wonder if I'll be able to do the whole game in one session.
Well, you weren't too
3 arcs left, so maybe not. Maybe I'll call it a little bit early and do this in 2 sessions.
Conditions fulfilled.
Because I'm not going to be able to stream long enough to do the whole game in one setting, I think.
Mission success.
I think the plan is to stitch the videos together to put up in one video for YouTube. So if you're watching it on YouTube, it's probably going to be one long video. So don't get confused by that. And now we're on to the tuning exam proper. Starting off with Naruto versus Neji. Naruto basically made a promise to take revenge for Hinata getting the shit beat out of her, basically. Because Naruto didn't think that was right. And he's correct, it wasn't right. But it's what happened. I think Neji has high attack power here, and one of the bonus conditions is to, like, not let him hit me with an ultimate jutsu.
Let's fight.
I don't have a whole lot of control over that. Just kind of does it if he wants to. If he had kept guarding, you notice that the guard shield thing that appears when someone is guarding sort of gets darker as they keep guarding. If it actually breaks, they'll be stunned for a short amount of time. Typically, the AI doesn't let that happen, though. Oh, he didn't just stand there and let that happen. See, I used the items there to make it so that he was in damage lock, I guess, or something like that, so that he could not avoid getting hit by my ultimate this time. By the way, there's a voice clip missing from Naruto's ultimate in the English version. He's saying something like, Naruto's Ninja Handbook, the last jutsu, or something like that. That's why he says the last one at the end, and they just don't include the previous voice line. Don't know why that is. Very strange. Shikamaru versus Tamari. Shikamaru is cool. He's a very good character. Playing as him is not fun. I don't really like his combos. I don't really like any of his attacks.
Dark horse of the tuning exam, a man with an IQ of 200, Shikamaru Nara.
Shikamaru could be the main character if he wanted to be. The problem is he doesn't want to be. He doesn't even want to be a side character.
Well, let me see what I can do.
Give up before
Yeah, for those that don't know, Shikamaru and Tamari actually get married at the end of the series. Their kid is... Their kid. Yeah. I mean, the comparison is Boruto. Compared to Boruto, their kid is pretty cool. Shikamaru's grab, by the way, is actually a counterattack, which means you're probably not going to see me use it. because it's very tough to get the opponents to actually hit me properly to activate the counter. Tiny bit of lag there, which is weird. Also, his jutsu is just throwing bombs. There's no shadow stitching technique or anything like that. I don't know why they made his jutsu so pathetic. By the way, in case you guys haven't noticed, the loading screen for this game is absolutely gorgeous, and I've been using it as the background on my phone for years now. It is just so beautiful. I love that artwork. I love the aesthetic of these games, to be honest.
A fierce battle is inevitable. Sasuke Uchiha versus Gaara of the Sand.
Most of the loading screens in the rest of the series are just kind of the typical menu loading screen kind of stuff. They don't have any of the fancy artwork for the rest of the series, which is sad.
Let's fight.
Before this fight, Sasuke does not actually have the Chidori. He has a different moveset with fireball jutsu and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure. But there's also no story fights with Sasuke before this point, so we don't get to see those anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's a technique he uses in the Chunin exam preliminaries that we, of course, did not see. But they turn it into his grab here so that it can actually still be something. I'm going to try to finish with an ultimate jutsu if the game will let me. Yes, nice. You have to time that very well because what happens is Sasuke will disappear and then reappear and attack. For any of the ultimate jutsus that start with that kind of hit, the AI likes to block them. For some reason, it is just really good about blocking those almost no matter what. So you kind of need to like use one of the items or hit them instantly on a wake up from being knocked down, like I just did there, to be able to get those. Hey Mark, how's it going? By the way, to answer your question from yesterday's stream as to how I feel about the ending of Naruto, it's not good. There you go. It is not good. You can hear me talk about it more during the Storm 4 playthrough stream that I did for the Adaptathon a few years ago, but suffice to say, I like the ending for what it is, but God, I really wish the series had ended sooner. Like Pain. Pain was an excellent ending. It basically encapsulates everything that the character of Naruto in the series was going towards, and then it just kind of kept going. I'm fine with all the shipping and stuff like that. I did not realize there was a bomb there. Okay. I'm fine with all the pairs that ended up together. Pretty much everyone that ended up together was who I shipped anyway. Probably the weirdest one was Choji getting with a girl from the Land of Lightning, or Cloud Village or whatever. Like, that's a bit out of left field, but it's not like there was anyone left in the village for Choji to go for. Yes, we are chasing a dog. This is one of Kakashi's ninja dogs. As we get closer to him like this, it stops including the speed items that we had seen before. Wow, I almost ran out of time there. Was I surprised that they made a movie to explain how Naruto and Hinata got together? Yes, simply because that should have just happened in the series. The movie is fine, but I kind of wish it had just happened naturally throughout the series. You could have ended that sentence early, Crazy Harlequin, by just saying Kishimoto can't write. The guy made a great series, but I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of really terrible choices in just about every part of this series.
Yabarame clan of the Leaf Village.
I believe Naruto the Last was an original movie that Kishimoto made after finishing the series. I don't think it was originally a light novel.
Underestimate my opponent, no matter who they may be.
I think this is the only fight where we fight as Shino. Am I gonna break his guard? Yes, okay, cool. I mean, he just kept guarding, so like, what else am I gonna do? Was there a shonen manga that had a good romance side plot? Yu Yu Hakusho? Yu Yu Hakusho had... There wasn't much of it, but there was 2 good romances in the series. They just don't really get any kind of focus. Nice.
The reason you've lost
I was just kind of not really paying attention to that fight. We're still at the point of the game where the AI doesn't really care what I'm doing. I think once I get into the next arc, which I might just go ahead and do, because I'm almost done with this one.
Mission success.
Yes, I apologize for the ads. That's a random Twitch thing. We don't actually play any ads on our stream here. So any ads that you do get are randomly done by Twitch. As the answer to your question, I said Yu Yu Hakusho is probably the only shonen that I can think of that has a decent romance subplot. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. Bleach had the romance wrap up in the epilogue, but there was literally nothing else in the rest of the series, so I don't count that, even if I do agree with the pairings that Bleach ended with.
Let's fight.
If you're thinking about watching Yu Yu Hakusho, I recommend it. I would probably say the manga is better, but if you're really looking to get into an anime, it's really good, and it's probably one that I would say the dub is better, which is not common. I myself watched through most of the Yu Yu Hakusho anime last year. I actually stopped before the final arc because I'm going to be honest, I don't have good memories of it and I just didn't really have any desire to watch it. Hey Garo, can you fucking stop though? Oh wow, I caught him while he was moving.
No surprises here. Conditions fulfilled.
So that's done. I think there's a few fights in this left in this one, and then we go to another giant fight. As fast as this is going, I might be able to finish this game today. Jesus. Hey Valk, how's it going? Yes, I am playing a Naruto game. I decided that while Tom is sick that I would start doing some more casual streams. I'm here by myself, just having a good time.
Uzumaki versus Gaara of the Sand.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I tried to do this yesterday, and I ran into a lot of technical issues with OBS and a lot of interruptions from my mom, so I decided to reschedule. And I'm happy, because this has gone really well, actually. I even had something happen in the game earlier that I have never seen before. Am I watching any new anime for this season? Currently, no, but I did watch Summertime Rendering during the last season, which was really, really good. Based on my favorite manga of all time, I sort of plan on watching Chainsaw Man. I've already read through the manga, so like I know what happens and everything. I might watch that one. There's a couple other things. A couple other things I might be interested in. There's a few other like anime manga adaptations that I might be getting into. This is the point where the AI is actually starting to fight back a little, so I guess I should start paying attention. Oh boy, I could talk to you a lot about how much I don't like My Hero Academia. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to be a party pooper. Yeah, I don't think it's good. Suffice to say. My conditions for this one? Nothing. Good. Okay.
I'm gonna get stronger and stronger.
Conditions fulfilled.
I watched the first 2 parts of JoJo
Mission accomplished.
and the first 3 episodes of part 3 and dropped it because I hated every single character that appeared on screen. Anyway. Oh right, this fight is going on in the background while everyone's chasing after Gaara. Kind of forgot about this. I won't be on the God of War playthrough, Mark, but I hope you do enjoy the Xenoblade 3 stuff.
The exam stadium where chaos reigns. A fierce battle behind the fall of the Leaf Village.
It is maybe going to be Tanner. Tanner is still sort of in the process of acclimating to his move
Think you can do it?
to China, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Let's fight.
Yeah, we haven't actually revealed who the COCOM for KH2 is going to be, just so you know, Valk. So don't say anything more about that if you could. I just couldn't remember if I had told you who the COCOM is going to be already, because I have told some people, but just wanted to make sure.
Farewell.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop talking about that now. I didn't actually mean to do that, but that's fine. I should check the battle conditions again. Nope, no conditions on this one. Good.
You're better than I thought.
I mean, we should just kind of hang out more, Valk, regardless of anything else.
Mission accomplished!
Kakashi killed the guy. Valk, Kakashi killed the guy. And he actually didn't, but please keep in mind that I did not kill a guy. Ah, yes, the third Hokage versus Orochimaru. This is basically where Rise of Ninja ends. I think it has the final battle against Gaara, and then this is like playing out during the credits of the game. Or it like teases this, and then this is... Oh, this is playing during the tutorial of Broken Bond. That's what happens with that game, yeah. Which is a very weird choice, I have to say, to use an important battle like this as the tutorial for your game.
I never imagined I'd fight you again.
This is entirely your plan, Orochimaru. You literally did all of this on purpose. What do you mean you never planned to fight me again? Fucking idiot. Yeah, this was definitely the start of Naruto having a lot of really slow pacing in some of its fights. I imagine a lot of people have probably seen the meme of third Hokage and Orochimaru just standing there grabbing each other for like 5 episodes, which is almost true. It's not quite as bad as like DBZ pacing or anything like that. Nice. So the third Hokage gives up his life to try to kill Orochimaru, but it doesn't work that well. He only ends up sealing away Orochimaru's arms, which does not matter. He basically just kind of gets over. Yeah. He just kind of gets over. Eventually.
Conditions fulfilled.
He dies for nothing, and is not made to
Mission success.
take responsibility for any of the absolutely batshit stupid things he did preceding the beginning of the series, so unfortunate for that. Hey Ray, welcome to the stream. So we're going to get more cutscene here. This is once again one of the few cutscenes in the game. Like I said, most of them are going to be surrounding the giant fights. Hey Audie, I regained my chakra.
Interesting, Naruto Uzumaki. I didn't expect to find you this entertaining.
I remember the old streams of the Ultimate Ninja games where we made memes.
However, this is the end.
What?
Let me show you what true is.
Burning Will of Fire! Naruto's
Why is it that you can't look at Gaara the same way anymore, Kuro?
He's huge. This is what he really is.
I don't actually have much to say for this. It's just kind of
I hope you and your
the things that are happening in this series. I love Gaara's limp, like, upper body just hanging. Just ragdolling right out of his forehead. That's so weird.
More important to me than anything.
Because the voice actor for Gaara voices Asura from Asura's Wrath. He also voices Akihiko in Persona 3. And a few other notable characters from stuff. hate sand. Thank you, Roxy. That sure was a loading screen.
Let's fight.
Once again, giant fights are basically just throw projectiles until he makes himself vulnerable. The giant fights are nice. They're a decent spectacle. They're just not nearly as interesting as the like the main fights from the rest of the Storm series are, which are way cooler.
I won't let you go.
Really surprised I did not get hit by those things. This particular fight is tougher to do no damage on than Gamabunta was, but it's still not that bad. Is that the trigger for the thing? Not quite. Well, I think I have to get him very nearly down to the end of his health bar before it triggers the QT. Oh no, it's right there. Fuck me. I would say the next giant fight, which is the last one, is probably the most threatening and also probably the most enjoyable of the three. I don't remember. I think there's like very quickly things where you just kind of get knocked away and then it restarts kind of thing for if you fail the QTEs. Like, it's not even half a second, you just get knocked away. That's all it is.
I will not disappear.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna hit me, that's fine. It's actually hit me quite a bit in this one. That's true. Gaara and Naruto do both use wind style, although I think his sand is sort of a mix of wind and earth style in a way.
You worthless little flunky. Wind style. Points. Water style.
I'd recommend the Storm games if you already have them out. They're pretty fun. Like I said earlier, they're a decent way to experience the story if you've like never got around to like watching the anime or whatever. Generation Story Mode is basically a visual novel cutscenes, and the same, all the fights are just normal fights. I don't think there's any kind of special fight or anything like that. There's no boss battles, basically. All the cutscenes are just text box visual novel kind of stuff, and it just retreads all the story that the other Storm games cover, except for adding the Land of Waves, which I guess if you care about that. Gamabunta just kind of stands there like, well, my job here is done.
Conditions fulfilled.
Forgot that there's cutscenes after the giant fight too.
What is it that makes him
Gamabunta is paid by the hour. He's paid in sake though.
It's almost unbearable, isn't
Or
it?
chakra, I guess. Summons are literally paid in chakra
I know that
and
feeling.
blood.
I've
And in
been there,
Gamabunta's case, sake.
in that dark and lonely place.
Meanwhile, an actual emotional cutscene is going
I have
on.
people in my life now who are important to me. I care more about them than I do myself, and I won't let anyone hurt them.
Why? Why would you do
Wonder
this?
if there are giant dogs and cats in this world. We only see a few of the boss summons, but presumably every summon animal has a boss, like Gamabunta.
They were the first
I think there's a
ones that
filler
moved
that
away
shows a lot of the cat
from my
summons.
friends.
Love.
I don't think we ever see any of like the boss dog summons, yeah. Oh right, more cutscenes. Why was that NPC shadow on the bottom of the bridge? The terrible game, 0 out of 10.
That was so good.
Is that true, Demonic? Was Sasuke's falcon just a family pet? I always thought he found a different summon somehow, even though you're not allowed to have 2 summoning contracts.
And the old
That
man
makes
said,
so much
"God has
sense.
gone down." Iruka-sensei,
Oh yeah, by the way, the third Hokage is dead.
why do people risk their lives for
Game doesn't really entirely make that clear, but yeah, third Hokage's dead.
Parents, siblings, friends, lovers, the people who are important to us.
See if you can pick out any of the NPCs that are using the exact same model as each other.
Everyone in this village shares a common bond. It is a circle of friendship, trust, and sacrifice that grows larger and stronger.
Please
as
don't
time
crab
passes.
rave for the third Hokage being dead. He was an asshole, but it's not that bad.
We remain in the circle together. We have no choice because it's important to us.
Yeah.
The chat continues to crab rave anyway.
Understand. Still, death is so painful.
Think how much sadder it would be if he had died for nothing.
He did die for nothing.
But he left us.
He accomplished literally nothing by dying, other than escaping the consequences of his actions.
Well, give me some credit. That much I get.
That's not really that true. Roxy, the third Hokage, did many, many terrible things.
Sakura will
Probably some of the worst, actually.
That time already, huh? Good luck on your next mission.
Right. Bye, Iruka-sensei. See you later.
You got it.
The will of fire is strong, Lord Hokage. The sparks you left behind have kindled a flame among the young leaves of the next generation. A mighty flame.
The entire invasion sort of is a net win for Orochimaru, especially since he gets his arms back pretty easily.
will shine upon our village and
But
keep
yeah.
us safe for years to come.
The village does fine.
And someday, out of that flame, will come a new Hokage.
Sort of both, Roxy. The third Hokage and Danzo were both part of the Uchiha massacre. But the third Hokage gave the order to Itachi directly.
Mission accomplished.
Mission success.
What if they etched another third Hokage into the mountain? The second third Hokage. Alright, on to the next arc, which actually starts with Itachi. Some time has passed, and Akatsuki are attacking the village in order to kidnap Naruto. For some reason, even though we find out later that they need to kidnap and seal away all of the tailed beasts in order from 1 to 9, for whatever reason they are introduced here attempting to kidnap Naruto. I don't think Kishimoto knew what he was doing. In fact, I know he didn't know what he was doing.
Let's fight.
Because plot, yeah. I mean, we get introduced to 2 really good characters, at least, so like there's that. That was a giant shark.
This is where we say goodbye.
Didn't actually mean to try to use an ultimate there. I'm sort of like going between mashing for combos and looking at the chat, which I probably shouldn't be doing. How did that grab work? How did any of that grab work? Oh, yep, this is what happens when you hold guard in front of an AI opponent. They grab you. He used his thing so that he has permanent substitution now. I'm gonna just wait for a minute. Kurenai's support is really bad, by the way. It's basically worse than Sakura's. Nice. Shark grave time. Yes, Kurenai attempted to use a genjutsu, or an illusion, on Itachi, who was famed for being a master of that technique, and also has the Sharingan, which can see through any genjutsu. So not the smartest thing she ever did.
Mission success.
Speaking of Kurenai and Asuma, there was recently published a side story manga for Naruto featuring their child, which was actually pretty good. Do recommend. I think the second chapter is coming out in the next couple weeks. Chapter 1 was pretty cool. My sensei is in the hospital. Mission accomplished. Yes, Kakashi ends up basically in a coma after fighting Itachi there.
Reinforcements. A fierce battle between an odd beast.
I wonder if I can get to Awakening mode and use Guy's Awakened Ultimate Jutsu in this fight. Also, Kisame in the story always fights in permanent Awakening mode because his sword has the ability of stealing chakra, but in the game that's only active when he's in Awakening mode. And I need to check. Yes, okay. I was really afraid that wasn't going to hit. Nice. Genjutsu is literally just the words illusion technique, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's a pun at all. Also, I am definitely not going to be able to get Guy's Awakened Ultimate Jutsu. But that's okay because his regular ultimate is better.
If I
If you've never seen this before, congratulations. It is the best ultimate attack in any game.
Don't lose to yourself.
He literally does push-ups on the dude to death.
I admire your courage to have challenged us.
It's so good. I do like his awakened ultimate as well. I think he does... Does he do the gates attack? I don't even remember.
Mission accomplished.
I think he does an attack with the 8 gates, but I can't remember what it is.
Mission success.
Because I don't think he would show off stuff from Shippuden. And Naruto is training, so we're gonna go beat the shit out of Jiraiya again. Naruto wasn't even in the village at the time that Akatsuki invaded the village. Like, they picked literally the worst time to do this.
Trial exam with Pervy Sage. Astonished? Disappointed? An exam to grow on.
At least 50% chakra remaining. I cannot use an ultimate to finish.
I'm giving this my best shot.
Your eagerness alone is a handful.
Let's fight.
Whatever the fuck you were doing, Jiraiya, it didn't work. Glad you guys have been enjoying this. I'm actually pretty surprised by how much people have enjoyed me just kind of chilling and playing Naruto. I'm probably going to play some of the other Naruto games eventually. Not right away. I already know what the next game that I plan to cover for the Spars Casual Corner series is going to be. But I think we have some other games coming for the stream this weekend. Thank you for finally doing a substitution game. Jesus. I think tomorrow Axel's going to be trying to do Resident Evil 4 rando again, if Axel can confirm that. I think Saturday is going to be Snake's 24-hour stream supporting Extra Life. Yeah, Axel has confirmed that you'll be seeing the Resident Evil 4 rando once again tomorrow. So look out for that. Of course, that doesn't count for, like, YouTube videos. Those are going to be a bit separated as far as YouTube uploads. So
I'm great.
don't assume you're going to be getting 2 YouTube videos on back-to-back days there.
Mission success.
Now we have Sasuke fighting Itachi. Itachi and Kisame chased after Naruto and Jiraiya, and they found him. I think it's one of the funniest scenes where Itachi just
A chance encounter of
knocks on Naruto's door, and he opens the door and is like, "Wait, are you Sasuke?" When he's like 2 feet taller and looks completely different.
I've gone on living only to defeat you.
Go away. You don't interest me at the moment.
Yikes. That's rude.
Let's fight.
Also true.
Eat this.
Naruto is just generally dumb. You're right. Or genuinely even. But he's also like a genius when it comes to improvisation and combat. And just really good at getting to the heart of what people are thinking. He's just a really cool character. He's a really simple character, but he's a really cool character. How did that grab work? How can you grab from so far away? Low int, high dex. Probably high vitality would be Naruto's stats. You okay there, Itachi?
This works.
I don't play enough fighting games? No, I don't.
Conditions fulfilled.
I'm great!
Mission success.
There are a lot of theories that people have that Naruto being an idiot is also partly to blame on the Nine-Tailed Fox affecting him somehow, and I don't know how I feel about that kind of theory. Because on the one hand, sure, I could believe it. On the other hand, there are a lot of people that made very terrible mistakes that led to Naruto being an idiot, and they should be held accountable for it.
Legend! A toad sage at his best!
Yeah, also there's some not great implications for a lot of things with that.
I'll wipe you guys out.
It's not so much the fox specifically, but the effect the fox has on him and the way chakra works in the world. But yeah, let's not talk about that anymore. Anyway, I think this is the only time we fight as Jiraiya. Right, I forgot that attack exists. There's also another attack that you can do. Sure, let's go into Awakening mode, since the game is going to let me. If you hold down the attack button, your character will charge up a stronger attack, and it will knock the opponent away. Right, Jiraiya's normal jutsu sucks. Please let me use a substitution, game. Kisame should be one of the easiest characters to get a substitution on, because he has so many hits with his attacks. There we are, finally. I like that Jiraiya just kind of stood there for a second. I meant to guard and I somehow got perfect timing to do a substitution. That sucks. I hate doing that. What's the conditions for this one? Nothing. Okay. This is actually the one that sort of has that. Hopefully we'll be able to see it. Yes. Yeah, Jiraiya uses a huge fire attack and then combines it with a Rasengan. Not creating an actual fire type Rasengan, but just sort of hitting both things at the same time.
Have you learned the Toad Sage's power by now?
I have been recently playing Dragon Quest XI S.
Mission accomplished!
Maybe I'll actually finish a playthrough of it this time. I've tried to play through it twice on the S version and just kind of haven't. For whatever reason, I keep getting distracted by other things. Also, before that, I was playing Birth by Sleep Final Mix, which people probably saw on my Twitter media thread. It's a decent game. You know. It sure is a game. It sure is a Kingdom Hearts game.
The road to mastering chakra control!
I really want to get Persona 5 Royal on PC. but God, I don't want to have to worry about de novo. Which, as far as I can tell, every version of the game on PC has, even the Microsoft Store, which usually does not. And I don't want to find a crack for the game. Good. Good. I'm glad the thing didn't activate that fast. Nice. This is a really bad pattern of trees here. I don't want to find a crack to like bypass the de novo, because I would like to be able to get any updates for the game if they do like bug fixes and such. Jesus. Just let me. Alright, good. Finally found a pretty big straightaway where I can just run. Yeah, I imagine those minigames do look terrible on my bitrate. Fortunately, they'll be pretty solid on the YouTube version.
Mission success.
Here we're introduced to Tsunade, who is a lot of things. Tsunade is a lot of things. She's an interesting character. And also potentially not a good person. Probably not nearly as bad as Jiraiya, but she's got some things going on. Also, yes, she has quite the personality, in quotation marks. Thank you, Axel.
It's too late for apologies, so save it. I'm not gonna forgive you.
I don't even need to go all out.
Yeah, you're right, Demonic. Tsunade is like the least war criminally of the Sannin trio, the three legendary ninjas, which is Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Orochimaru. And probably of the Hokages, I could see that being true. And Naruto got poisoned. Cool, that's what we're trying to do here, right? Poison Naruto? Nice work, Shizune. Gotta field test his regen. This is true. Naruto is actually impossible to poison because of the fox. What are the battle conditions? There are no battle conditions. Good. Oh, cool. She jumped into that. The fourth Hokage was very specifically known for teleporting around the battlefield and massacring soldiers and ninja from the village of Stone. So I would say he counts as a war criminal. Even if he was doing that to protect his people, that definitely still counts as war crimes as far as I'm concerned.
Mission accomplished.
Mission success.
There are definitely a lot of things you could talk about in terms of, like, what things people do in this game are okay and what things are not okay. And a lot of it comes down to the context of the world, but there are some things that are just not okay. One more of these. I probably should have just skipped this one because it's basically the exact same thing, but I wasn't paying attention and I've already clicked on it, so here we go.
Alright, let's go!
Okay. I'm sort of paying attention now because these are actually getting a bit tough. Not like I would really lose entirely, but I'll run into stuff a lot if I don't pay attention now. I really wish that power-up activated sooner. It sort of takes a while to actually turn on. Please get to one of the speed items. I like when there's just a long straightaway at the end like that.
I'm great!
The bitrate lets you mistake this game for a DS version. Yeah, that's pretty true. Those were actually Cloud Ninja, demonic, not Mist. Very specifically Cloud Ninja because there is a running feud between the Hyuga clan and the Cloud Ninja because of that. Which is basically not brought up again, because they don't actually ever meet.
You guys are worthless. I'll beat you down here and now.
It's my honor to be given the chance to do battle with you.
Yes, the guy under the Mizukage, whose name is Ao, does have a Byakugan which was stolen during one of the wars. Has nothing to do with Neji or Hinata. Just gonna stand there? Okay. I mean, if you're just gonna stand there and let me charge my attack. Neat. This is definitely one of the few times that we see Shizune, who is the other girl holding a pig, attack. She usually just kind of does clerical work once Tsunade becomes the Hokage.
I'm great!
Mission success.
And this is the first time that Naruto uses the Rasengan. The whole point of this arc has been Naruto learning how to use the Rasengan. That's what all of his training was leading up towards. We don't actually see how any of that works because it's just the tree climbing game. But you know what? Whatever.
I'll defeat you no matter what!
If you try to get in my way, I won't go easy on you.
I'd like to point out that in the original series before this fight, when Kabuto here was fighting Tsunade, I believe that she actually hit him with an attack that caused basically his nerves to rewire themselves. so that the signals that his body was sending his muscles were like the opposite of what they should be. So like trying to move his wrist would like move his neck or something like that. So he's actually fighting Naruto like that right now. Also, yes, he is the guy with the ninja info cards. You're kind of being an asshole right now, Kabuto. Nice, and we got that to finish.
I'm gonna get stronger and stronger.
Conditions fulfilled.
I'm great.
The difference in terms of how long it takes
Mission success.
Naruto to learn the Rasengan and how long it takes the 4th Hokage to learn the Rasengan is that the 4th Hokage was creating it from scratch. Completely. There was literally no basis for anything that he was doing. And Naruto basically had his cliff notes from Jiraiya because Jiraiya taught the 4th Hokage.
Tsunade, will you stay out of this?
Also, once again, we're getting a cutscene before a giant fight. This is probably the most interesting giant fight for several reasons. One, we're not playing as Naruto. Two, the fight is actually sort of interesting in and of itself. And three, the giant snake that we're fighting is voiced by Richard Epcar. So just imagine Ansem, Seeker of Darkness saying everything that the giant snake says, and it's that much funnier.
Lowly little Genin has been chosen by fate to be Hokage someday.
She's right.
What sort of half-baked
Which is very ironic for her to say that because Naruto doesn't even believe in fate.
about the Hokage? Only a fool would want.
Which is also ironic in and of itself because literally everything about Naruto is determined by fate. He's literally the child of two of the greatest ninja in the village. He is a descendant of literally the Sage of Six Paths, the person that created chakra. There's just so much of the series that goes against Naruto not believing in fate. There's a prophecy about him, yeah. That entire plot point is like the dumbest thing if you go back and think about it at all. It's nice that they don't harp on the fate thing in terms of like Naruto not believing it. It's nice that they sort of drop it because it would have gotten really old.
If you're so willing to throw your life away for one pathetic little brat, I'm happy to accommodate you.
Tsunade!
Time to wrap things up.
That subtitle was on the screen like 5 seconds before he spoke.
A spectacular battle! Earth-shaking strength of the Sunning!
Jiraiya was here the whole time, by the way. I think in the lead up to the fight, he got surprised. He got ambushed and hurt his leg, and so he can't fight normally. That's why he wasn't helping us at all.
Shall we?
As of today, we are Sannin no more.
But everyone still calls you that, so it doesn't matter.
Let's have some fun, shall we?
And now that you gave us all these nice rocks, we can use them to throw at you. I could use the supports to, like, give him a good opening. I'll probably do that here in a moment. And so he, like, falls down and you can go up and actually attack Orochimaru himself, which hurts the snake for some reason. Sure, let's use the other support, because why not? We have to wait for him to wake up. Okay.
You're still a son.
There's only one QTE section for this fight, but it is a little bit longer than the others, I feel like. Maybe not longer than Gaara's second one. Whoops! I hit the wrong button. Yeah, so that's what happens if you fail one. Since you guys were asking about that earlier. Get in my belly! Yeah, again, imagine Richard Epcar saying that. Imagine Handsome Seeker of Darkness saying that.
Alrighty! Fire stuff! Two flame bomb! This is not good!
Snake is the heart's true form.
Don't lose concentration.
Fuck that mountain. That was a lot of A presses. Yeah, get fucked.
Conditions fulfilled.
Tsunade knows a lot of things. She just is incredibly strong and knows a lot of medical ninjutsu. She doesn't know a lot of like stuff like the Rasengan or Chidori or stuff like that.
I don't need you.
Problem with super strength is it requires you to hit your opponent.
Even if you won't heal my arms, there are other ways.
What?
And I will destroy the Leaf Village.
I think the greatest thing about Naruto as a series is that it has a lot of potential for fanfiction, and a lot of it is done really well. Unfortunately, like every other series that has a lot of potential for fanfiction, people also make some very terrible things for.
Till next time.
Yeah, there's a lot of really, really bad fanfiction for Naruto, as there is for most things that have a lot of fanfiction.
They've escaped.
I think for the longest time, Naruto was the highest count of works on fanfiction.net. I don't know if that's still the case. I am going to have to step away, and I will be back in a moment.
Grandma here's gonna be the next Hokage?
Is, something bothering you, Naruto?
Come on, shouldn't the Hokage be kind and wise and everything? Like the old man used to be? And she's mean and greedy and not that smart. Nothing personal, but it's a big job and I'm not sure she's up for it.
All right, that's it. You and me, kid, outside.
Here we go. It's deja vu all over again.
I may not be perfect, but I'm Hokage now. So I'm not gonna waste my time on some little squirt like you.
Hey, quit calling me Squirt, all right? Right now I'm just a kid, but I'll be Hokage myself one day. What?
You'll grow up to be a fine man, and a brilliant Hokage as well.
Yeah!
Okay, let's go home, everyone. To the Leaf Village.
Mission accomplished!
Sorry about that, guys. I just stepped away for a minute. Hope you guys enjoyed the cutscene and then staring at Naruto for a while.
Mission success.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to catch up on anything I missed in chat, so if there's anything you want me to read, you'll have to repost it, unfortunately, because I can't scroll up and play the game at the same time. Moving on to the final arc, I'm definitely going to have time to finish all of this game in one sitting. Much shorter than I was expecting. Naruto's time skip accomplished basically nothing. He learned a lot more in like a week after getting back from the time skip than he did during the time skip itself. Which is more on Jiraiya than anything else for just kind of not teaching him anything. Interesting note about this fight specifically, one of the bonus conditions is landing a 15-hit combo, and if you land a fully charged Rasengan, it does 15 hits. So that's what the game wants you to do.
Let's fight.
Oh, lol, we did the thing, except we missed. He keeps dodging my attacks, like he's some sort of ninja or a smart person. The implication is that ninjas are not smart, by the way, with what I just said. Also probably true. Nice! I actually caught him with that because he tried to do a jutsu as well. I don't think it has any kind of dash canceling. I don't think this game specifically, that was really strange. I didn't like how that looked at all. I don't think this game has clashes between attacks. Like, if I were to try to use Rasengan at the same time that Sasuke tried to use Chidori, I don't think it would clash. I think whoever used it second would probably take priority, as long as the hitboxes are active. Or hurt boxes, or whatever the right term is. I don't fucking play games, man. I'm just a faker. This is the Sasuke leaving fight. This is where Sasuke has just woken up from a coma and finds out that Naruto did cool stuff. And he's like, man, I want to do cool stuff. And so he gets jealous and they fight on top of the hospital. And then he gets contacted by Ninja from the Sound Village, which is obviously run by Orochimaru. Yes, for whatever reason, they make the fight in the game in the training field instead of an actual unique location, which would have actually been a really cool location to have.
Just you wait, Sasuke. Let's roll.
That's a bomb. That's another bomb. Hope the bit rate is also terrible for this one. I'm sure it is. Thank you, chat, for confirming what I already knew. Less awful, actually. That is moderately surprising, because there's actually more stuff on screen. Surprised I hit that. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that this is running better than the tree climbing. I figure this would actually be much worse. It's open air, but there's also a lot of stuff moving in the open air. Like, there's all the trees and stuff that you're running towards. Oh, it ended. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't go that way. Jumping sounds. Enjoy those jumping sounds.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. We ran through a forest. Hooray for us. Okay, so this is another reason why I say that this game is not a good representation of the story. The Sound 4, which is fuck, I can't remember the spider guy's name, actually. Basically, the other Sound Ninja aren't here. They only appear as supports for Kimimaro.
Tragic conflict of the two.
So it's just fighting Kimimaro like 5 times in a row.
This will be the end of the line for
Not fun.
It seems like you can entertain me.
What's supposed to be happening is that Neji, Kiba, Choji, and Shikamaru all have fights against their own person. And because those people don't have full, like, movesets, they just make it Kimimaro instead. Please let me out. Kidomaru is the spider dude. Yeah, I could not remember his name. Oh, he substituted out of my grab. That's what happened. Kimimari's substitute is actually just him disappearing. Which is just like Lee and Guy. Because Lee obviously cannot use the substitute jutsu. Guy can, he just chooses not to because he's that much of a badass. What are my battle conditions? None. Good. You okay there, buddy? You alright there? Please let me substitute. Once again, Byakugan mode means we're going to be stealing chakra from the opponent. So he actually has no chakra left.
I'll show you the pinnacle of Hyuga-style titans.
Oh, that actually interrupted me trying to use my ultimate. I'm just gonna kill you. I don't want to use my ultimate anymore because you're annoying.
The game is over.
Conditions fulfilled.
There are definitely some cool things you can do in later games in the series. This one does not have dash canceling, as far as I know. They maybe did not include that until Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. It might be in 2, I'm not sure. It's definitely not in this one, though. Oh look, it's another fight against Kimimaro. Yay! It's literally like... You've got these two fights, which are showing off all of the Sound 4. Naruto pops in and he fights Kimimaro. And then we have the next fight, which is also Naruto against Kimimaro. And then we have Lee against Kimimaro. And then we have Gaara against Kimimaro. I think we actually fight him 6 times. Maybe? Does it skip ahead? Maybe it's only 5. It might be 6, though.
He's an annoying opponent.
What is my favorite Ultimate Ninja Storm game? That is a very tough question because there are things about all of them that I love and things about all of them that I hate. Whoops, dashing right at the start was not a good idea. Oh, I think Shikamaru has a normal grab now. Oh right, Shikamaru has an actual moveset now. Good. Except he's still using just bombs for some reason. Oh no, he does not have a normal grab. He still has his counterattack. I don't actually know anything about the Pirate Warrior games in terms of abridging the story, so I can't really comment on that, unfortunately. So Shikamaru has a mode for his awakening called Strategy Mode. What is Strategy Mode? Nothing. It means nothing. It just means he's stronger because he's in awakening now. I really wish he would stop getting out of my combos. He might actually beat me. Because he keeps fucking getting knocked out of my combos so I can't hit him. Let's go strategy mode again. Because why not? It certainly helped us before. No, it didn't. I dashed into this again. He might actually beat me, though. Thank Christ, Naruto and Kiba.
Everything turned out as planned.
Wow, that was actually really, really close.
Conditions fulfilled.
This is definitely where the AI starts going a bit ham. Especially when they have 2 supports, because supports are really good, and I don't know how to use them well because I don't play fighting games. This is running through the forest again. The added difficulty is not just making the AI smarter, but also making you play as a low-tier character. Yeah, basically.
Explode! Dash through the high-velocity forest!
Yes, we've already seen all those tutorials, thank you. So this one is actually special in terms of the forest minigames, because on top of running through the forest, Kimimaro is actually going to be firing projectiles back at us. So we'll have to avoid those when we get closer. And of course, they're really tiny projectiles, which make them very hard to see. Like that. And once we get close, they stop giving me the speed up items as well. So I'm just kind of sitting off to the side. Hey, I forgot there was a QTE, but I'm glad I hit it anyway. I'm really glad that I pressed the right button there. Unlike the giant battle QTEs, that one can just be any of the face buttons as far as I know. And the regular ones are, like I said, set up to match basically the action that the character is taking in the QTE scene. See ya, Demonic. Thanks for stopping by. I am really happy with, like, how much people have enjoyed this. This has been really fun. See, I don't have that problem with switching between controllers because I know pretty well where buttons are for each controller that I use. Unless I am playing a game with prompts for one type of controller with a different type of controller. Like if I were playing this with my PlayStation controller, I would be very, very screwed up by like where the buttons are. Or if I were playing it with my 8-bit DOE, which is set to be a Switch controller. My dude, calm down, please. He is really going ham right now. The bad thing about the substitution system being timing-based means they can basically use it infinitely as long as they have chakra. Whereas in later games, they make it easier to do, but there's a limited amount of them that you have to wait to refill. Please stop knocking chakra out of me. Battle conditions for this one. I can't use Awakening, that's fine. Good. I should be regaining my chakra faster, yes, thank you. We're not done fighting Kimimaro yet. I'm pretty sure we have 2 more to go.
Conditions fulfilled.
Mission accomplished!
Mission success.
Yes, now we get to fight with Lee, though. Yes, Lee! I might actually be able to get the, Awakening Ultimate in this one, if he actually hits me enough times. As opposed to earlier, because Gaara was not doing it. There's the Kimimaro for every bone in your body.
Whirlwind! Rock Lee! A battle of souls!
There was, I forget which game it was, I think it was Storm 2. They had some character which might have been from Dynasty Warriors or Romance of the Three Kingdoms, or something like that, was actually a playable character in one of them. Very, very strange. Why did you try to use an item in the middle of my combo, my dude? Having limited guard really doesn't matter when they can just substitute out of it anyway. I feel like the timing for substitution is a little bit too strict, which is why I just spam the button, and when we are really doing the nothing personnel kid right now, huh? Well, he didn't hit me enough to get to my awakening, but that's fine.
We did it! We won!
Conditions fulfilled.
Honestly, can't decide which one of the systems for using substitution jutsu I prefer. Because the one that relies on timing, at least you can continue using it after you run out. Or there is no running out, I guess, as long as you have, like, chakra left. The one in 3 and 4 where you just have a gauge that refills is also really annoying because, one, the substitution jutsu isn't quite as effective in that one because it'll just drop you in the middle of the path of being attacked a lot of the time. And two, once you run out of the gauge, you're kind of screwed and you just have to wait and keep getting hit. We have Lee. Oh no, we have Tamare and Kankuro as our supports in this one, which is nice because it means we have supports and he does not. On the other hand, he is permanently in awakening mode. So that is our trade-off here. Gaara is very slow and a lot of his combos are not super great, so I generally don't like playing him as him that much. The nice thing about his combos is there's not a lot of hits, so the benefit of that is that you're not giving your opponent much chance to substitute, which is the problem with some other people's combos. I don't know why everyone has to have a mode with their awakening. It's weird. Like strategy mode, brutal stand mode, doesn't really make sense. Are you talking about the damage that he was doing to me, or that I was doing to him? him to me, that is because he is in permanent awakening mode, which still counts as him being in awakening for damage dealt. Oh, he avoided that. Also, because there's 3 health bars, the health bars go faster.
Totally ready.
Nice. As opposed to like every other Storm game in which there's only 2 health bars normally, so it takes longer to get through them. It's basically the same amount of health, just spread out over more health bars. Just think of it that. And after all of that, Kimimaro actually does not die. He actually survives the onslaught of Rock Lee and Gaara fighting him, and actually dies because he had a terminal illness that was like constantly eating away at him, and he died at like the last second before he was about to kill them. Kishimoto actually couldn't imagine a way for this character to lose. Kind of the same thing he did to Itachi, now that I think about it. Did he have a bone disease? That's actually hilarious. Not really, but like, the irony is there. Oh, okay, you were just making a joke. My bad. You guys remember when there was just a giant pillar in the middle of the valley at the end?
If you get in my way,
Because I remember that.
I'm not going easy on
This was definitely always here.
you. Let's fight.
This is the next to last fight in the game, by the way. Yeah, so that's the charge-up attack that I had mentioned previously. I tend to not bother with it because it's so hard to hit with. No, all of that water is there, but we do not fight on the water for some reason. Broken Bond's fight is on the water, and is also arguably worse because of the combat mechanics in that game. I shouldn't have tried to grab. Please let me substitute. You guys can hear me just spamming the trigger to try to get a substitute out, right? There is an area that Naruto and Sasuke fight in Storm 3 that is on the water, and the fight in the story mode has
Conditions fulfilled.
flashbacks to the fight at the valley at the end.
Mission accomplished!
Sorry, my ears are itching really bad right now, and which is really annoying, because I have to mute my mic every time I want to itch them. Alright, on to the final battle, which is not a full boss battle, unfortunately. I think Rise of a Ninja and Broken Bond are really cool. I loved doing all the extra stuff that was in those games. There is so much side content, it kind of feels like a Xenoblade game in how much there is. It's actually really cool. I wish I could cover them. Unfortunately, I've explained why I can't really do Rise of Ninja because of the anime specific stuff, and also obviously because my Xbox 360 died. So very sad. And even if I got a newer console like an Xbox One or the Series X, they're not backwards compatible. No, those are fighting games. Like these, they're closer to Soul Calibur or the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games, I guess, in terms of how the combat is set up. And yeah, the fighting in the game in those games is actually kind of hard at times. I actually found I had a lot more trouble with the random enemies that can show up in some places than any of the like mainline story bosses or whatever.
You've always been naive, Naruto. So tell me.
I like Yuri Lowenthal as Sasuke. He does a great job. He actually puts the right inflections on a lot of words to make them sound like a Japanese person speaking, like how he says Naruto. It would definitely take me out of the story if he went around yelling Naruto all the time.
That's it. There's no mistaking it now. You're dead serious about this.
Naruto Shippuden.
Really mean to
Fuck, I hate that I said that.
Sasuke. But still, I don't know why. I don't know why. But I can't bear you being taken.
Yuri Lowenthal just kind of does a lot of work. He's a really good voice actor.
I'll just wait for him to surface, and then finish him once and for all.
You know, I have never actually had ramen before. Despite the fact that I love Naruto as a series so much, I've never actually had ramen. I take that back. I've had instant ramen a couple times and I didn't like it that much. I've never had like authentic ramen though. Would like to try it at some point.
What the heck are you?
I'm your friend. That's why I'm telling you. I'm not gonna let the likes of Orochimaru get a hold of you.
Why, Naruto? Why would you go so far for me?
Because this is the first bond I've ever had like this.
Bond.
That's why I'll do anything I can to stop you.
Yeah, like Naruto's actually a pretty good series, right, Audie? There's a lot of good stuff in it. Hi, Itachi.
That's how it is.
I think this arc was actually when I started watching the anime subbed instead.
Sasuke,
Come! Naruto! It's time you and I had this out. As equals.
And so here is our final boss fight. Both of us are in our awakening modes. And because we're in awakening mode, we actually have different ultimate jutsus, which is, again, something I actually really like about this game that they did not bring back. One, that you can even use ultimate jutsu during awakening, and two, that some characters have different ultimates. It's just really neat. Okay. Ninetales Chakra Naruto is kinda strong, which should not be a surprise. I did not mean to dash it to that. Oh, he used his thing. Now he has permanent substitution until that runs out. Really annoying item. Oh, he grabbed me because I sat there holding guard in front of him. Please let me substitute. Oh, I don't have enough to do ulti. No wonder. Please don't kill me. I would really hate to have to redo this fight. Nice. I'm pretty impressed that that hit, actually. Nice. He kind of ran into that. Alright, and that's the combat gameplay portion of the game done. The rest is cutscenes and credits. I would love a remake of basically the entire anime in the quality of that
Let's just end it.
celebration video that we got. That would be great.
battle
That would be amazing.
and all the
Even if it was just part one, I feel like that would be really cool. Because there's just a lot of nostalgia there. A lot of good shots that could be used for thumbnails there. I wonder what we're going to pick for that, actually. I would just like some new Naruto anime content that isn't Boruto. Because I'm going to be honest, I care nothing for Boruto. Aw, that's nice. They're friends. But not actually, because Sasuke shoved a hole through Naruto's chest in that fight. Yeah.
Naruto.
What's wrong with Boruto? I just don't like any of the characters involved. I just don't like any of the new generation, and I don't like what they've done with the previous generation characters.
I'm sorry I didn't make it in time.
The only post Shippuden content that I have enjoyed from Naruto is, I guess, the content that's in Storm 4 and the spin-off manga that recently came out. Well, only one chapter of it so far, starring Asuma and Kurenai's child. The first chapter of that was really good. But otherwise, yeah, I don't like basically anything after the end of Shippuden. I don't even really like the movie that much. I have sadly had events from that story spoiled because of that character already existing in the mainline Boruto series. So I already know things about that spin-off manga, unfortunately, which is sad.
Have you recovered from your wounds?
Pervy Sage.
Jiraiya, where
Come by,
were you
there
during
is
all of
something
that?
important to
Like,
tell you.
literally, were you anywhere nearby?
Important?
From now on, you're my only student. I need to make a full-fledged shinobi out of you in 3 years.
Are you sure? Will you really train me?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, if you've never seen this cutscene,
All right.
this is some
I'm gonna
really
train
good
like
stuff
hell
that's about to
bring
happen right here.
Sasuke back.
Look,
Huh?
just forget Sasuke.
One of my favorite lines from Naruto is coming up.
Sasuke went to Orochimaru of his own free will. No matter what you do, he's not going to change. Don't delude yourself into thinking you can bring him back. It's hopeless, a fool's errand.
He may mean nothing to you, pervy.
Hopefully you guys can't hear that music from my mom's TV. I think that's what that is.
Friend.
Does a friend hurt his comrades?
No, Ultra Warrior, I really don't, unfortunately. Like I said, I just don't really care for the characters.
What happened was destined to happen. Dismiss him from your mind and move on. To be a shinobi, you need more than strength and jutsu. You need judgment to make the right decisions. You must become smarter. The longer you remain a fool, the harder it will be for you to survive.
Here it is.
Fine.
All right then.
If that's what being smarter means, I'll remain a fool my entire life.
Yes, this is good shit. I love
I
it.
don't care. I'll create even more amazing jutsu, so I can bring Sasuke back.
I can't tell if the music is in the game or from my mom's TV, actually. I guess it's in the game.
Thought of my leaving you to come up with jutsu on your own? The best you'd come up with is another one of your goofy, sexy jutsu numbers.
What?
But this is
Yeah,
more-
Jiraiya says you need more than
So
strength or
constantly
jutsu to be a
foolish, it might
shinobi.
even work.
That's literally all he has,
I hope you're ready for some serious.
and that's all he ever teaches Naruto.
Now then, shall we?
I can agree with that, Ultra Warrior. I never got into Super. The movies are fine. Battle of Gods was pretty good. Broly is really good. Resurrection F is a movie. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. This has been really fun for me. I really like that this went so well, and people have showed up and shown a lot of interest in this. The next game that I'm going to be covering for Spar's Casual Corner is something that I've been meaning to replay for a very long time, but I've never got around to, simply because there was not really time and not really much of a reason to. I am going to be playing the Game Boy Advanced version of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I'm going to be going through hopefully the whole game, because I have never actually finished Riku's story on the GBA version. I only ever finished it in Chain of Memories, because I thought it was too difficult. I never beat the final boss with Riku. So I hope you guys turn into that. It's going to be pretty chill time. I think it's just going to be really comfy to just play through that game again, and see all the really rough translation compared to how the dialogue ended up in the rest of the series. Tomorrow on the stream we have Axel doing the Resident Evil 4 randomizer once again. Saturday, I think we're supposed to have Snake doing his 24-hour stream benefiting Extra Life, and we might have something going on Sunday as well. Keep an eye out for announcements on that. I don't want to confirm anything in case something changes, but we might have something going on as well. So definitely keep an eye out for that. The credits, as is typical for the Storm games, just kind of goes through all of the cutscenes again, which is not a whole lot for this game. Because it really was just this. The music here is really quiet. Is the music really quiet for you guys? I can almost not hear it at all. Okay, now it's picking up a little. I might turn the volume up for that in post, because it was extremely quiet, so much that I couldn't hear it at all. Shout out to Flame, by the way, who is going to be processing the audio for this one. I'm going to be doing the editing for once for the YouTube version. Yeah, shout out to Flame for the work that he does. It's good stuff. Clash of Ninja is the series you're thinking of, Audie. It was, again, kind of like the Dragon Ball Z Budokai stuff, and it was kind of fun. I think my favorite part of those games was the fact that whenever you were playing as Lee, he would dash, he would say, "Here I come," and me and a friend of mine had a joke where we would continue it like, "Here I come, I am Cinnamon," like the Apple Jacks commercials that played back in the day. It was really stupid. Man, I love Naruto. I would honestly, it would be hard for me to pick between which series I like more, either Naruto or Kingdom Hearts. I would probably give the edge to Naruto, just because, I don't know, it means more to me, and I think it's easier to just kind of enjoy it. Whereas there's a lot of the Kingdom Hearts franchise that isn't. I don't know. Some of it's kind of weird to get into, I guess. Especially with the mobile games. And I'm not 100% a fan of where that series is going, but that's a discussion for another time. So yeah, this has been a really great stream. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed it. It's been a great time for me. Tune in for Resident Evil 4 Randomizer, Snake's extra live stream featuring the entire classic Mega Man series, apparently. The stream that might be on Sunday, and also future streams of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Once again, this has been great. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.